Good afternoon, everyone. This is the second phase of our presentation and of African literature, and my topic name is Ecocritical Perspective in Soyinka's Dance of the Forest. Sorry, is the forest spelling error. Uh, Here is my personal information. A table of content which I will deal with in whole presentation. In a previous presentation of Gopi, she mentioned all this about writer and about play. So let's move further to my presentation. The question raised in this my presentation is, how does the play A Dance of the Forest by Soyinka highlights issue of environmental damage and exploitation? So start with what is the eco-criticism about? According to glossary terms by Abraham, eco-criticism was a term coined in the late 1970s by combining criticism with the shortened form of ecology, the science that investigate the interrelations of all forms of plant and animal life with each other and with their physical habits. Eco-criticism designates the critical writing that explore the relations between literature and the biological and physical environment, conducted with an acute awareness of the damage being brought on that environment by human activities. Soyinka's ecological vision in the play. The play shows how human careless harm nature for their own selfish reason, for their personal things, greedy things, for the celebration in the play. For the celebration, trees in the sacred forest are cut down to carve a totem pole and build a road. This angers the forest god Ishuro to cover up his son's wrongdoing. A man named orders a polling vehicle to drive through the forest, filling the air with toxic fumes. Ishiro is furious at the great destruction of the forest just for human pride and glorification. During the forest ceremony, nature spirits appears and express anger over human actions harming the environment. And the palm tree spirits is upset about excessive palm wine consumption which harms tree. The precious stone spirit mourns human greed, leading to violence against indigenous tribes for valuable minerals. Colonizers saw indigenous people as inferior, using violence to take their lands for mining. These spirits highlights issue of overconsumption, greed, and violence against those protecting nature. Here is the uh, uh, dialogue of palm tree spirit waits. In the novel, whole Soyinka add many spirits like a spirit of palm, spirit of darkness, spirit of species stone, spirit of the patchy dreams, spirit of the river, spirit of the sun, and spirit of the volcano. Through these spirits, volcano wants to say about the nature, how people harm and become a danger for nature for their greediness. In the article of Don Singh, in the his some principles of eco-criticism points out eco-criticism is most appropriately applied to a work in which the landscape itself a dominant character when a significant interaction occurs between author and place, characters and place. Landscape by definition includes the non-human elements of place, the rocks, soils, trees, plants, rivers, animals, air, as well as human perception and modification. The play shows us the spirits representing different aspects of the African environment, voicing concern about human exploitation of natural resources. that expensive resources, we can say. One key example I mentioned that spirit of the palm predicting that the life-giving palm wine will turn to blood due to humanity's evil action. Here is a dialogue from the play of palm tree. The sources of life have been turned into the sources of death through human intervention is explicitly expressed in the chorus of the waters. I quote, let no woman think to bake her corn milk wrapped in leaves with water gathered of the rain. He will think his eye decides good trade the ripples where I run is swell. The stone shell seems uh, as kernels. Is the pressure's feet standing in the rich and red and flowing steam. I unquote. Several spirits lament the future's environmental destruction caused by human greed. Spirit of rivers wants its tears turn into blood, and spirit of sun wants to bloodshed. And spirits of precious stones criticize maintenance, mindless mining, and plundering of resources. And spirit of patchy dreams cries about extinction due to human overreach, overreach for ivory. The underlying this desperate voice symbolized Soyinka's prophetic fears that Nigerians will continue repeating uh, ancient, ancestral wrong against the environment. Soyinka expressed deep anxiety that environmental exploitation, contamination, and ecological imbalance will persist without a paradigm, paradigm change in humanity's relationship with nature. So, environmental issue addressed in the play, according Chew and Bed suggest that the future is bleak for mankind. It is this bleak future that Bol Soyinka dramatized in a depth of the forest, especially in the section where the three human characters are masked in and in a state of possession. They speak for all for the future in the voices of different spirits. As Elder Jones intimates, the spirits together symbolize the total environment of Africa, all its resource and all its potentials. To conclude, whole Soinka in the play, he gives a strong message about the environment through symbols and voices of nature spirits. The play warns that if humans don't completely change their uncaring attitudes toward the environment, then destruction of the land, air, water, and animals will only continue to get worse in the future. Soinka's work is an important call for people to develop better environmental practice, find sustainable ways to live, and make sure we treat the sacred nature world with justice and respect. It was one of the first major African writing to highlight environmental issues, showing Soinka's bold voice speaking up for protecting the bond between humans and ecological system that sustain all of life. Uh, Here is my work citation. Now you can ask me your question.
Bhavyata, can you explain the significance of some of the specific nature spirits like the palm spirit or a river spirit?
So Soinka give the voice some through the spirits. She put in the spirits in the character. So palm tree is a very benefit for the African or all the human. It gives food, some drink materials. We can get some many things from this palm tree, but because of some greediness of the people, it will turn into a blood, uh, as the Soyinka want to try in the novel. It symbolizes that it symbolizes that overconsumption will destroy our nature's gift. Second is the river. Spirits of the river. Spirits of the river is that life through the water. But in the play, World Soyinka try to say that river's water, which supposed to provide life to human, but uh, in life future it will become a blood for a human because of human and they doing with the nature and greediness. We can find it out, and all these spirits in the play speaks for nature and hurt by selfish and greediness nature of people, and it will lead a destruction and rather than providing for human needs.
Bhavita, my question is that how does Soyinka use spirit and symbolic figures to represent the environment in his play?
uh, as I mentioned, palm tree symbolize for palm spirit symbolize from palm tree. Sorry, palm tree tree. River spirit of river symbolize for a river, and a precious spirit of precious uh, stone. Spirit symbolized as the earth. Uh, earth minerals. These spirits are express the human harm nature for their greediness. He also talk in the novel that pollution and overusing and resource used by human. Also, Inca use them to show that nature's pain, and we can say that the spirits give uh, nature a voice and also showing you importance to protect nature and environment. So thank you.